Thank you for joining us at Beer Fish Fanatics. And this episode is actually brought to you by Whisker Secret Tackle.
So make sure you guys go to whiskersecret.com for all your catfishing gear.
Enjoy the episode, guys.
Ooh, this is nice.
What is that?
Right here.
I know. We need to get one of those. Maybe I'll leave that in if Whisker Seeker's listening. BFF could definitely.
We just tag him.
We should.
Yeah.
I'll tag him for sure.
I mean, you can't
Shit.
miss it. Big net, right?
No.
Big fish, big net.
What's up?
Is this the big one, or is
Oh,
this
no,
like the
that's
medium?
Medium, yeah.
Medium. So
yeah.
they got one even bigger.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I've seen it, but it's pretty big. I couldn't tell you the dimensions on it. I think typically it's like 30 by 30 for that size of net, 30 inch by 30 inch. But then that's the problem with nets, right? Is that you have like it's 30 inches long, 30 inches wide, but then how deep is it?
Yeah.
I mean, if it's only a foot deep, that's not deep enough. 'Cause
Right,
you really need that scooping ability.
Yeah.
So, and then you start talking about net shape, right? Pair versus I think that's a
Is it a flat
That's
bottom?
probably a square.
A square
I
bottom.
don't know if there's that's like the frame shape, right?
Oh, yeah,
That's what
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about. But then you start talking about that flat bottom, excuse me. That's like those are the good ones because then it, that fish is held level, and so you're talking about trying to like preserve the fish's life, their safety, whatever you want. Flat bottom. So there's definitely intricacies. Yeah.
To our listeners, we're just kind of jumping into this. We're just talking about nets. If you guys are wondering, what the hell are they talking about?
Yeah.
First, you got to catch the fish. Yeah.
This,
and then,
Not the huge net, but it's pretty big compared to your average fishing net.
Yeah, medium net. I
Medium
guess.
sized
right.
net.
But yeah, I think theirs is coated too, nylon coated or whatever, which is better than that rubber because the rubber kind of deteriorates and then it's heavy too. You start adding in fish in there and water and trying to react in that situation. Yeah, nylon coated net's the one to
Yeah,
go
this
with.
one's pretty dang light.
Yeah,
I
right.
mean, I got chicken arms. I could lift it up with one hand.
Yeah,
Anyways, enough. We're just trying extra hard to earn our sponsorship today. That's all.
All right, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Beer Fish Fanatics. This is Grandy with Ma Pop Fishing. We have
Kit with the Fishing Kit YouTube channel.
And today, we're actually on site here. If you guys have followed us, this is our second time recording here, which is super cool. Johnston Bait and Tackle for allowing us to come to their back room and just kind of record a little, because last time we had Spencer and Ryan with us.
So where is Johnston Bait and Tackle?
Where is Johnston? Yeah, 1.5 miles north of the interstate, west side of Merle Hay.
What city?
Johnston, Iowa, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
Hence the name,
Excuse
right?
me.
Oh, wow.
There you go. Caddy corner to the town center they're putting in. So Back Pocket Brewing is actually going to be over there. So
Nice.
that should be
Okay.
cool. Yeah. I don't know what else is going on over there. I really just care about the one, I suppose.
So you guys are wondering who is
Good
that
point.
gentleman? Like, who is that? That's Mr. Gus, and I just found out his last name, Gus BB
BB, not related to the football player.
Wait,
but
is it BB?
or Bebe.
I thought it was Beeb.
if you go down south, that's how I've always heard it down south is Bebe.
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 Yeah, which I'm totally fine with. The people down there that call me that, calling me that. Usually some nice folks. But yeah, you go south of the south of Missouri and whatnot, you get into a different type of place. They got nice people, nice women.
There we go.
Yeah.
Or just call him Gus. Just
Yeah.
come to the bait shop here and just say, hey, can I speak to Gus?
Yeah.
Simple as that, guys.
So what is
Usually
your
they're right.
relationship to the bait shop?
Oof. That goes back a while. So Cody was a really good friend of mine in high school, still is. But he worked here for Darcy and Mike, and they own the bait shop like 2001, maybe 2000, something like that, to 2016. And then we took over. But Cody knew them and worked for them for a number of years. I was in here. This is the bait shop to go to. Polk City was something we went up to quite a bit too. I forget who that was under at that point. It wasn't Larry, but the guy before Larry, can't think of his name right now, Bob maybe or something. That was really great too. But yeah, Mike and Darcy were here. It was always fun to come in, kind of get some stuff. I always liked that they had like components as far as blades, jig spinners, little stuff that you could. I'm coming in here at 14 years old and taking my allowance or what, something I made from walking dogs or whatever, and trying to throw together as much as I can for not a lot, because the river just eats lures. Unfortunately, that's like a reality of life. And so being able to throw these little lures together with a blade and a jig and a little plastic for 50 cents a dollar or whatever that was pretty nice. And so coming in here then, and then we just started talking to Mike and Darcy in 2016, and kind of things fell in place, and we've been here ever since. So yeah,
it's you and Tom, right? Your dad, Tom.
Yeah, yep. He grew up fishing the Mississippi River, catfishing, carp fishing with his I believe his grandpa, and so they used to smoke carp, used to smoke catfish. Eat that. And so, I don't know. We both hunt together too. We fish together for sure, the river, whatnot, Minnesota. So, yeah, I don't know. Just kind of both shared the interest, started talking to him, and came in here. So,
cool.
Yeah.
That's funny. For the longest time, I didn't realize Tom was your dad, because I always heard you call him Tom. And I'm like, wait a minute, I thought that guy was Gus's dad.
Yeah, that's, at first it was a little offsetting to him for whatnot, but, you don't want to shout across the shop, hey, Dad, I don't. So, but it's good working with him. So, yeah, we have fun, good time. That is a highlight of this, is that really the people that are in here, and then customers too that we've met, just really good. I got a guy, Crookshank. He is helping me build a door right now. Customer of ours. He's a great woodworker, fantastic guy. Just that, and that's something about the business is just, I think fishing people in general are generally pretty good people. So.
Yeah, fishing people are pretty cool.
Yeah,
most
most of them.
Would you say that's the best part of running a bait shop, is just meeting the people in the same, I guess, whether it's a hobby or just interests as you?
No, only because there's one thing that beats it, right?
Okay.
Going to the trade shows, seeing all these cool lures, new stuff, being able to check it out.
I'm going to jump in real quick. I know you're super passionate, Gus, but we're picking up all the vibrations. You're getting super into it and hitting the table. I got to reel you in.
Never been on the mic before, so hopefully dial it back, the enthusiasm of trade shows, because this is our first year getting back to them after 2020 and everything.
Okay.
But yeah, as you know, they didn't this year, but they've had it in the past where they set up like pools, right? Swimming pools, and you could cast out a lure and see what happens, to check out a rod. There's one down south, Tennessee, I believe, that they actually do basically like a derby bass fishing tournament the day before. All the dealers can go down there, do that. So no, I would say the people do definitely make it a great part of it, but honestly, you can't beat doing something like that. That is a pretty good highlight for sure. So,
being in the industry and participating in these trade shows and stuff, just kind of seeing the new gear, into this, pretty much into stuff you love and like.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it is just, it's a good gathering of people there too, and so, especially. It was something that we missed for the past couple of years, and so this year it was really cool being able to go back to it and see some new stuff that is coming out, and that they can actually do that too. Is past couple of years it was buy whatever you can kind of get your hands on, because there's not much else available, and that was unfortunate too, because I think especially in fishing is like superstitions are such a big thing, right? And so I got to use that lure, right? Well, due to the world being crazy, we can't get that, and we don't know when we'll get that, and so it is nice that stuff's kind of like that they can even come out with new stuff, but that your regular stuff is kind of getting settled back into place. So I don't know. It was good to see for sure at the trade show some stuff like that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
We usually forget. I totally forgot. I'm drinking Michelob today.
Michelob, the French beer.
French beer, but I forgot. I wanted to get, because I was just looking. I was like, all right, we gotta at least give the local breweries a quick shout, because I do love these beers. So, what Fishing Kit? What are you drinking? And then we'll go with Gus. What are you drinking?
See, Gus kind of put me in my place. I got the old Iowa favorite Busch Light earlier.
Unknown, super low key, craft.
Yeah, unknown. If you never heard of it, you've heard of it now. But yeah, I'll just highlight. This is one of my first craft beers that I was really into. It was my favorite beer. Still one of my, I'd say, top 5 beers, of all time. And it's the Pseudo Sue from Toppling Goliath.
Nice. It's a great beer. If you guys have never had that, it's a great beer.
Yeah, I'll read the little description here. This single hop pale ale showcases the Citra hop for well-balanced beer that is delicate in body with a mild bitterness in the finish. Ferocious hop aromas of citrus and mango give a refreshing taste that is bright with just enough bite. Hope that wasn't too cringy, but that could explain the beer better than I could ever say in my in my own words. Oh yeah, it's good. It's a little citrusy.
And if you just heard that that jet engine kind of firing up, we are keeping this room at a cool 70, 75.
Nice.
That's just the life we're living here. So
it's better than the 20
heater,
degrees outside.
Yeah.
We're in a heat. We're in a heat. What is it? A heat wave right now in Iowa?
Yeah. No, that Toppling Goliath. They make some crazy beers, crazy good. Northeast Iowa is just a totally different part of Iowa. It's getting up there. Doing to me, we have this urban trout fishing around here, and getting up there to the real trout streams and stuff, the Mississippi River up there. I mean, it's awesome. So good beer, good place. So
there you go.
Yeah, we'll actually have a podcast talking about the trout fishing. I guess
it's coming out now. It's coming out already.
It should be out now.
With this, it's the episode before this one.
Yeah, it'll be the episode before this one.
Did you guys did the trout stuff around here?
Did we fish it, or did we do the podcast on it?
Well, did you fish it?
I fished it and I sucked.
I didn't fish this this season, but I fished it this spring. We had Jeff Kapaska from the Iowa DNR.
Nice.
We like to pick his brain about all that stuff.
Yeah.
Anyways, what beer do you got?
Well, speaking of things, where all good things come together, right, is that Farmer John's Multi-Grain Ale, Confluence, so Des Moines Brewery.
That's one of the first breweries that I was really into when I was getting into this whole craft brew thing.
For sure.
I didn't like them for a while because there was this bar that the keg was probably getting old or something, and so they were trying to get rid of a Des Moines IPA, and it was just crazy cheap, and a buddy and I thought it would be a good idea to buy a pitcher of it. Of the Des Moines IPA, and so excuse me, is that by the time you start getting 2/3 of the way through, you're like, this was not, the price does not justify.
Was it too hoppy for you, or?
I don't know. Just drinking an entire pitcher of it, just sitting there, I think it was kind of a combination of that. Maybe it already had gone bad,
Well, with IPAs, I feel that is a beer that you would drink in moderation.
Yeah.
That was for a while. That was my favorite IPA. Actually, it might be one of my top beers
5.
as well. I don't know if I could drink a whole pitcher of it. 1 or 2 beers,
half a pitcher,
I'm good. No. But a whole pitcher, man, it might be a little too much.
And I think that was the thing. So I woke up the next morning just like wishing to go back to sleep for a long time. Yeah, to put it lightly. And so anyway, did not did not like Des Moines Confluence, for a while, but then they make a great beer. You can't, something did you wrong, you got to get past it, right? So,
well, you did yourself wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Right. It was my over eagerness or so. Yeah. It was dumb youth going, hey, I could drink a whole pitcher of IPAs, and at that price. But we just got signed up with them. They just did actually their barrel aged release, and it's all sold out for the most part. So that's super unfortunate. But those are some cool beers too. Definitely a little bit heavy, but they do like the bourbon barrel aged. I think they did like maybe tequila barrel aged or something, and they're definitely some interesting beers. So
nice.
Yeah.
So that was a cool thing. So everybody, if you're in Central Iowa, swing by Johnston Bait and Tackle. The cool thing about this, they do sell beer, so that's the cool thing. You guys, you guys already know me and Fishing Kit. When we go fishing, we love to drink beer and put a beer on the line. I'm going to bring this up every damn time I can. That guy still owes me 2 beer slams. I mean, he's got to pay up sooner or later. It's been about a year.
I don't know for
that's
what.
That's owed.
I don't know for what.
See, here we go again. We got to the point where he's like, I don't even know what for.
It is definitely not for catching the most and biggest fish.
Here we go again. It's probably because I caught the first fish.
Maybe it's like the first fish, or maybe the most snags or something.
Wow, he said the most snags. Wow, that's rough, man. Rough. But no, that's pretty cool because I didn't know you guys. And then you guys were carrying craft beer. I was like, dude, it got me super excited. Obviously, I can't drink craft beer. I mean, I can do it once in a while now, but I was excited when I saw you guys. Holy shit, you guys are carrying craft beer. I'm like,
yeah.
Oh, nice.
Well, I mean, I think it's something nobody wants to. At least, when I go fishing after work. I don't grab a 12-pack because I still got to drive home, still got to do. And so having a beer or two, we really try to do a lot of the singles at a pretty good price because we understand that, it kind of just adds to the experience. Long day at work, something, you get off work and you go fishing on the bank. If you can have a beer or two and a nice beer or two, the craft beer is honestly just nice to have. And so, I don't know. It's definitely echo that opinion. Is that fishing, beer, and day after work, sun going down. You can't beat that.
See?
Yeah, one or two of these beats a 6 or 12 pack of one of these.
Agreed.
Yeah.
No, I mean, we're not trying to be beer snobs, but I think you should have some taste and flavor to your beer, and just body to it. I mean, if you're gonna just slam a 12-pack of whatever, then it could. Why do you even care at that point what you're drinking? I get that.
Yeah.
But if you want to, like you guys saying, you're gonna go out, fish a little bit, relax, enjoy it, and be able to drive home. Yeah. Have a couple good local craft beer. That's a cool thing about those.
Well, I'm sure Confluence, is probably made Des Moines River water, so you're getting a taste of what you're fishing, right?
I don't know about that.
No. Totally candid, not echoed by Confluence Brewing.
Yeah.
I'm sure
you sure
don't use Des Moines.
No, they might be like, we don't want to sell beer at this guy's shop.
This guy has no idea.
Speaking of drinks,
I would like them to do. I am so totally sorry to run over you like that.
No, you're good.
If they could do a fishing beer, Confluence, like you're a Scott Street, maybe a Scott Street Slammer, or maybe a I don't know. I've been trying to think of a name and a beer.
Scott Street Slammer sounds pretty dang good to me.
All right. So I mean, currently we're we'll have to talk to some breweries. Maybe we can talk some breweries into creating a fishing local craft beer for Iowa. That would be pretty cool. There is none though. You're right, because I've never seen it. Ooh, Scott Street Slammer. That's a good one. Hey, you might have to get royalties off of that though.
I'm gonna have to talk to him. I'm gonna have to talk to Pete. That's our beer sales guy. I can't think of his last name.
We'll reach out to him, and then maybe we can reach out to Fire Truck, or they can create all kinds of, what I'm saying, for their local spots.
Yeah.
But with the whole Scott Street and Confluence thing, Scott Street is beneath the Confluence where the Raccoon River and the Des Moines River meet.
Right.
It'd be perfect. Man, this guy, you should be like marketing or something, man.
We might have to mute that part because you got to get some royalties. You know what I'm saying? That's a great one.
If they gave me maybe a case or 2 cases,
a month?
Honestly,
a month?
a month. There we go. See, now that's why you get an agent. You know, I would have sold it a beer or two, you know, of all time. But yeah, I'm selling myself short. So yeah, we'll have to get something set up because that would be pretty cool. You know, definitely is getting some fun stuff out there like that. That's really what it all is, right? It's just having fun.
Pete at Confluence, hit up Gus.
Yes.
Yeah, Martinez, I think. No, that's not his last
Well,
name.
we'll reach out to you if you don't reach out to Gus on this, because I think that's a fabulous idea. So.
Oh, my phone's already buzzing, actually, I think. So,
there you go. So, this is the thing. We live in central Iowa. Now, there's not that many bait shops. And, you know, whether here, let's just say within a 50-mile radius, there's very limited amount of bait shops. And then when I do go to some smaller bait shops, there's really antique stuff versus the stuff that you guys carry, which is kind of cool, though, because I came here and I'm like, holy shit, you guys are carrying a lot of the newer stuff that I'm actually looking for or just people are looking for that they can technically use, and that's not like 30 years old, that's like hanging on the walls.
Yeah, 30 years old because it's been there for 30 years, or is it like collectors?
A little bit of both. You know what I'm saying? So, but my question to you is, I mean, running, you know, the bait shop right there. Number one, there's a demand for it, obviously, because I see people asking, "Where's the closest bait shop here?" You know, I'm going to go fishing, blah blah blah. Why is there so limited amount of bait shops? And then what? I guess you can say, you know, what draws people to a local bait shop?
Yeah, that's a good question for sure. But I mean, if you take a step back, really, Iowa, as far as natural resources, whatnot, deer, right? I mean, an out-of-state hunting license, I believe, is like $150.
Dang.
Yeah, right. And so, or non-resident, I should say. But regardless, you start looking at that as like hunting. You know, you've got deer, you've got pheasant populations coming back, some decent turkey too, but looking at it as something like Minnesota, right? Land of 10,000 lakes. And so you go up to some of these bigger lakes like Red Lake, Lake of the Woods, just these destination lakes. And there is these bait shops up there where they have a great summer season. You know, they have a great ice season, and it can kind of sustain that. Around here, you know, you start looking at it, good friend of ours, Dad's Bait Shop down in Afton, right? 12 Mile. And so you going down there, yeah, he does have a nice body of waters down there with 12 Mile, 3 Mile. There's probably, what is that? Is that like Viking Lake is kind of down towards that, I believe? Maybe Viking, not Green.
Or Viking.
I believe Viking Lake's down that way, right?
I couldn't tell you.
There's a number of smaller lakes down there as well, but that is the whole thing, is that talking about Iowa, there's not like a lot of great destination lakes, and then you know, the ability to kind of sustain that as well, because it seems like probably every 80 miles or so, 100 miles, the ice season kind of goes down a zone, so to speak. So 100 miles north of us, Clear Lake, right? Mm-hmm. They're gonna have a good ice season, you know, for sure. Solid for sure, right? I mean, we're talking. I mean, I don't know. It's already snowing now, right? We could have 3 month season, something up there. And so down here, we've had it before where it's like you really had like 4 weeks of solid ice fishing.
Like a month, two.
Right.
2 months is a good season for us here in Central Iowa, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Definitely. I'd say for sure is that people even kind of get almost burnt out a little bit after 2 months. Excuse me, 2.5 maybe or so. But yeah, you know, you go 100 miles north of us. You know, Great Lakes, Iowa, Clear Lake, right up there. Definitely a little bit different ice season. So again, you go another 100 miles. 80 miles, whatever, south of us, it starts getting, you know, a little iffy as far as like what your potential ice season is, whatnot. But then again, it's just the amount of lakes in the area, the amount of people in the area, right? I mean, you can't, if you got a handful of towns of 1,000 people, you know, the Des Moines metro area is, it's probably 500,000 people now. So we are lucky in that regards for sure. But there's definitely a lot of factors as far as just, I think, Iowa and you get outside of Des Moines, the population density, the lake density, the fishing density, right? I mean, heck, they reset 3 Mile how many years ago now? 5 years ago or so. They completely reset that, and so it kind of, that takes away from it too. So there is definitely a number of factors, and it is tough from a business side of things. It is. It does bring a few more people in here, admittedly, but you make friends with people like Lauren down at Dad's Bait Shop. I cannot think of the guy that was just running Polk City, but he was a good guy as well. And you want to see that succeed, because I think those places do need local access to something, but it's not easy. It's not weather can be up and down. This year with the spring that we had, drawn out, cold until early May. Definitely a lot of factors like that just play into it. You can't advertise the weather away in the bait fishing fishing world. So definitely a lot of factors like that play into it. I guess is why we have not a lot.
We really don't. And it's I mean, in a sense, I guess you can say your guys' biggest competition is those big box stores. What's I've always wondered, obviously, what's the biggest, I guess, difference between a big box store and you guys? Obviously, it's just different how it's ran business wise. But I've always, I think Fishing Kid and myself can always agree that we always help support the local businesses. I believe keeping the money inside the community is always a good thing. But a lot of people always look at the bottom line, look at that price and stuff, whatever, or whatever the case may be, so they go to the big box store. So what is the biggest benefit of going to a local bait shop for the, whether you're a weekend warrior, whether you constantly fish every day, or whatever the case may be? What's the biggest benefit of them going to a local bait shop?
Well, I will say is that local fishing definitely influences what we put in here. I do know that there's like regional managers for some of these big box stores that say, okay, this region, right, these are the colors, or these are the baits that they should have. And so you may go there and it's like, this should work in your region, and then you come in here and you go up to our swim bait wall with the soft plastics. I say, hey, I can't tell you exactly which one to take, because realistically all of these will work well depending on the conditions, and that is something we run into. Is it's not like I can't say for sure, hey, this white 3.5 inches, this exact bait today is going to catch a fish. But I will say is
Kill argue.
Hey, I would just go ahead and say this 3.5 inch white drastic plastic will definitely catch you a fish today.
Day in, day out. Yeah. And there's definitely some that are maybe a little bit better than others, but that is something is we do, again, is the local fishing influences what we put in here. Otherwise, just wouldn't work, right? And I mean, because we are selling to our localized market. And so that's definitely something the past couple of years have been a little bit hard as far as being able to put back into the community, just being able to do like tournaments and stuff like that. I'm hoping this next year, there's this app that the DNR actually utilized for their walleye fishing. I don't know if you guys remember last year they put on.
What was it called? The app is the fish.
It was through
My Catch or something. It
was through
My
the
Catch.
Fishing Atlas or something.
But the app's called My Catch.
I think it's called My Catch. Yeah, and so that's pretty cool, because it does. I know some people are a little heebie-jeebie about this, but it does have the location, the time, and that is something is that it's kind of hard to. It's easy to put on like a tournament or event or something, but to put on like a good one where fair, people not stuffing weights and fish, right? Putting on something that is just well run and everything is definitely, it can be tough. And so past couple of years just been a little bit hectic and all over the place, and we haven't been able to kind of put into that. And so that's something that this next year I'm kind of hoping we can do more is utilizing that, just because, again, Iowa is not the land of 10,000 lakes. We're not going to all pull up to Lake of the Woods with our 20-foot boats and our trolling motors and put on like a legit tournament like that, which would be cool to do, definitely. But I think that people around here are definitely more boat and bank fishing, but also going to a number of lakes in the area, just because it is just kind of so widespread and varied as far as where people are fishing. And so, hopefully we can kind of put back into the community again. As far as coming back around to coming to the bait shop, as far as staying local, definitely localized fishing, trying to play our part in the local community as well. We can kind of try and walk you through things a little bit more. It's not as hectic, I think. We'll touch on that again, though. That's something that is tough to work with. Is while we can say, hey, this kind of technique or this method or this bait will work right now, like in the fall, right? Is throwing some of these white swim baits is going to be great. Can I tell you if a white and black or a white and chartreuse is going to be what's going to get you, is going to guarantee catch you fish today? I can't. And that is something we get asked a lot, is like, oh, is this, so what exact size, right? I'm like, well, I think this should work better, but I can't tell you exactly, this is the formula to guarantee you fish. That is, at the end of the day, it's fishing, seeing what works, what doesn't, and getting it out of the water, right? So, yeah. Other than that, I don't know.
No, I think
I can't speak.
It's big because when I was really slowly getting back into fishing several years, I want to say maybe about 10, 15 years ago, I'd go to the big box store and it's intimidating because you look at everything like, holy shit, it's just a bunch of shit. And then there's just the people you speak with there a little bit. They may know a little bit, but they don't really know about I wouldn't say they're super well versed of what to help me, as whether I'm a novice or, medium, whatever the case may be. It's just like I felt like they just weren't very well versed of helping me.
Yeah, no, and that's we give I would say a decent employee discount, and so because we want to get people out there fishing, being able to tell you that we have not quite as much wall space. I will say that Bass Pro has aisles and aisles of soft plastics. We can't stock that many plastics, but again, we will stock what works. And again, it might not be exactly this color this day or that color this day, but all the baits on the wall work well in the area. And so being able to pair it with this jig head and walking people through with that, we don't mind at all. And again, every one of us do get out fishing, and so I guess I can speak to that as well. As that is something that we try to push. Is we got the big whiteboard up there, kind of have some little sit down stuff in the spring. We got another whiteboard that we kind of write some notes down as far as like, hey, shad are running up at the spillway right now. Being able to throw something mimicking this size, definitely like August. 2-inch white is just the go-to. Something smaller like that. Usually that's when that new hatch of shad will come out, is around August. Mm-hmm. Those maybe white bass, up at the dam in August, a little 2-inch white bait, that is your go-to for sure. So, but anyway, we just write down little notes like that, being able to kind of share that information. Is really I think community aspect of stuff is a good thing to have. So
for sure.
Yeah.
I feel going to a bait shop is a little bit more intimate.
That's the word I was looking for.
More personable. Because if I'm going to Bass Pro or Shields, I would say Shields is better about it than Bass Pro or whatever. Or if I'm going to, let's say Walmart, you're not going to go up to the Walmart clerk guy. Hey man, where's the fish biting?
Yeah,
you can. They'll be like, first of all, the person who works at Walmart, they'll be like, they don't even know anything about fishing.
The pet supply is in Iowa.
He or she will be exactly. Yeah. They'll be like, huh?
He's like, what are you trying to buy?
Yeah, right.
But no, it's very true. Because we go fishing at out of state, down south, and we go to this, like, it's a super small bait shop, and it's like a gas station too. But you're right, everything that they are selling or everything that they have, it works. It's for that, it's tailored to that specific location. Because we go to a spot where there's a lot of hybrid striped bass, wipers, and white bass. So a lot of the lures, there are a lot of spoons. We see a lot of specific lures that they use for that location.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of cool that a lot of bait shops use whatever obviously is going to work in their specific vicinity.
And I will say is that you can't deny that, especially this day, is that stuff's definitely getting pricey. I think we're always kind of trying to work to be as competitive as we can, because that's something I talked at the beginning of this, is that coming in and be able to buy these little things, because I'm 14 years old, walking dogs, mowing lawns, whatever, not having a bunch of money is like, fishing in general is just realistically it's something where you kind of run through some lures, whatnot, but that is something we try to stay competitive with. Admittedly, I have been told before that we should be cheaper than Walmart because we don't have the employees or the overhead, and I honestly didn't have anything. I didn't have a response for that, but we're supposed to beat Walmart, I guess. Regardless, we try to stay pretty on par with Shields. Bass Pro, some of their price on stuff has gotten pretty crazy. And I do think Shields are some good guys for sure. I've talked to them myself, and a guy has told me what he was doing last weekend up at Panora. I just, Shields definitely got some good guys.
Yeah. I think if there's a big box store, if you want to go and like learn some stuff from the people working there, I would say Shields would be the place to go.
That's
sorry to step on you. No. But that person who came up to you and said that, I'm gonna tell you, they obviously have never been in the world of called business, because this is the thing about.
Maybe you need to start selling like blankets and groceries and children's bicycles.
Fish,
that's what they don't understand, is that those big box stores, they're not, everything. They sell so many items, and then they're all about just the revenue, just pushing shit through, and they have stock options where they have a ton of money that's coming in supporting them. They don't understand that this is a mom and pop store, and then on top of that, they also have to understand that you're just, like you were just saying, specifically selling fishing stuff. You're not selling anything else to help support when you have an off season. You know what I'm saying? So it's a big difference that, to them, they're just moving merchandise.
Just product is one of their 100,000 things that they sell.
Exactly.
Well, that's why it kind of comes back to what we put on the walls. If we just stocked anything, then we'd have a lot of money in stuff that doesn't work, right? And so we have to make these bets or these choices where it's like, okay, we've got limited space. We're known for one thing, fishing stuff, right? Let's have the best that we can have. And so we really do try to do that as far as selection of stuff, colors of stuff, even new stuff, but even those 30-year-old things that honestly they just work. And so that is something that probably sets us apart as well, is just this is what we do, and so this is hopefully, I'd like to say, what we're good at. But then again, is you come back to those big box stores, is places like Walmart, Bass Pro, and Fleet Farm too are definitely like one of those regional buyers. Shields as well, not as bad, but it is just kind of like that. Hey, this is what you get for the region, and so we definitely see that as well. And it does seem like Bass Pro is just going to the BPS, like their Bass Pro brand. Anytime I go in there, it seems like that anything from a manufacturer, low stock, out of stock. Apparently somebody's bought all the good colors or something. But it's always that BPS, and I will say is that we've got the Daiwa in front of us here, Daiwa, Shimano, Penn, all great products, and that's something is that we backed out of Abu a little bit because there were some issues that we had. We returned like a number of reels in 1 year, like just manufacturer defect, and we do try to make again decisions that are sound and quality, and I think we really do try to do that because end of the day, you want something that works and that has a decent standing behind it. So not the Johnston special, I guess. Even though if we came out with something, I'm sure it would be fantastic.
Plus, they carry Whisker Seeker. You can't freaking go wrong with that. So, I mean, quick little. I wouldn't even say shameless plug. Whisker Seeker actually has quality rods, and plus they're local, so that's always a good sign. So, and then obviously with the ice fishing season coming on, we do have the ice rods here, so you guys can definitely swing by here at Johnston Bait and Tackle and pick up some.
Well, and I don't think that people know the kind of the running competition with those. Probably, I mean, you guys know about that, I'm sure, right? As far as big fish.
You talking about for the kids or the new competition that they just? I did see that on the website.
It's not official by any means, but I don't know who has it. But it is as far as the biggest fish caught on this 38-inch
on the ice
medium
rod.
heavy. Yeah. I think as far as I know, it's still like 106-pound sturgeon, right?
We spoke with our contact at Whisker Seeker. I think it was like 100-something pounds that they caught on this. How many inches are they? 38.
38.
Is that right?
Yeah, 38-inch medium heavy. Yeah.
So and they caught it open water too, didn't they?
Yep.
Yeah. Just had something off the side. I know, like Troy Hansen, for instance, fishes for him. Definitely usually has one going. It seems like, but. They've definitely had some big channels on there, maybe mid 20-pound channel, upper 20-pound channel cat on it. I don't know. I think the flathead might be around 40 pounds on it. And so as far as you're talking about a good rod build, right? And then their warranty too is pretty nice. So, if something were to happen, but really we haven't seen it. And that's something that, excuse me, I kind of pop in on that too much. That's something that we kind of appreciate about it too, is that if there's an issue, we're going to help people with it because you just want your stuff to work, and it should work. But if you start seeing something with repeated issues, you go, okay, we don't want to put our name with that.
For sure. Makes sense.
Yeah. Speaking of catering to the local community, a few months ago, I came in here. Just to pick up some random things. I don't remember what I was buying. I think maybe some line and some
maybe
hooks.
Some
up dressing.
plastics, or you can't remember.
But yeah. Anyway, so I was feeling a little thirsty. I was just poking around because you got quite the variety when it comes to drinks. But I saw this little section with a bunch of white cans.
Classic.
And if you are of a brown color.
Caramel probably also work, I don't.
Anyways, I saw some drinks.
If you like good flavors.
Yeah, I saw some drinks that I never thought I would have seen in a bait shop. So I've never been to any bait shop, let alone like a big box store. I saw some coconut drink. I saw some lychee drinks. What other flavors do you have?
Unfortunately,
that you can think off the top of your head.
He's talking about Foco, which is a fruit juice company based out of Thailand, I believe, right? Yeah.
Asian drinks.
Right.
Asian drinks.
And I do want to know how do you say that L word?
Foco?
The L one.
The L one.
The lychee,
lychee, whatever.
Lychee.
Well,
I
hear so many variations.
Lychee.
I thought it was. I've heard so many variations. So I do wonder. Get your take on it. But we have what? So we have roasted coconut. We have coconut.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah, and that's where I initially first one I tried. But yeah, lychee, lit key. I don't, Sorry, now I'm getting a little over the top. But
what?
Oh, mango.
Mango's
Mango's good too.
So
I will say
you
is
must
that
have been so impressed when you first had one of these drinks. You were thinking, I need to put these in the store.
There was this. We used to ride ATVs in southern Colorado, and we would always stop at this gas station. In fact, I drove through the town probably 10 years ago, and so doing the ATV stuff was probably 10, or excuse me, not 10, 20 years ago. And so I drive through this town again probably about 10 years ago, and I know instantly where this gas station's at. But we always used to stop at this gas station, riding through there, and they had like these. It honestly is probably a national brand ice cream treats. Honestly, it's probably nothing special. But I always remembered going in there, and I would get like this certain ice cream treat. It had like this kind of like cookie crumble on it, caramel in there too, some little chips of whatever. Great stuff, right? Just made the trip memorable. We ride in, end up there, go back. Well, I wanted to do or have something like that in the shop of where it is like, unique stuff that you don't just see all the time. And so Foco's a national brand, international.
Yeah.
You can find them a lot of places, but I think that as far as people that are maybe in Johnston and whatnot, they don't see that as much.
Yeah, because typically these drinks, you'll find them at the Asian store. You'll find them at the Latino store.
You know who has the best selection?
Who?
The Latino store.
Yeah, La Tapatilla.
Yeah, I think
Tapatilla, man. They have every single flavor that they make.
I'm pretty sure.
And then at certain Walmarts in their Asian aisle, you might find some of these drinks.
Really?
Usually the coconut is all.
Usually the coconut.
Maybe the mango, I guess, but I do
the more popular flavors. And then I walk in here at Johnston Bait and Tackle. I was like, oh shit, there is some freaking coconut drink. And I bought a can that day.
Oh yeah.
There you go, man. That's too funny.
Listen, I don't think there's any high fructose corn syrup.
It's all.
I'm not gonna get too organic on you. I'm just saying those. It's not like fake whatever. On the side of the can, it's talking about 60% of this natural juice. I mean, it is just like a good flavor. I'm not gonna get too into it, but it's good stuff.
Yeah, and usually with those Asian drinks and stuff, there's usually a lot of natural stuff in there. So if you care about that stuff, look at your.
It makes the flavor
Asian
better,
it does.
And I mean, it's just good stuff. I gotta say is that I am a fan of like a lot of the Asian food, like what is that, a red bean ice cream? Honestly, I don't know. It's not like I probably wouldn't grab for it over something else, but I do like it. I couldn't tell you whatever the banana. There's some banana thing that you guys have too that. I shouldn't say you guys.
What do you mean, you guys?
You know that you guys. You probably got some in your freezer.
But describe it. Describe it.
Yeah, so we
can probably tell you what it is.
I just know the packaging. It's like yellow and then it's black, but the bar is like it has like a.
Is it like a popsicle?
I'll just start bringing it in here.
Okay.
It is like a popsicle, but I don't think it's just a yellow bar. I think there's like an outside coating to it as well. I can't remember because I do know the yellow bar ones, but I think there's basically like a cookie, not like a cookie crust, but like I don't know what it is. It's like little dots of something. So I haven't been able to find it. I've only got it once at.
Maybe I don't know that one.
I think the New Oriental store in the East Village. Yeah, I think is where I got that at. So.
You know what you need to put in here? Freaking soybean drink. Not soybean milk, soybean drink.
It's a difference.
You know what I'm talking about, George.
It's nam tahu, man.
Yeah, nam tahu. For the Laos Tai Dam people.
Yeah, nam tahu, man.
I tried sending you pictures. Like, this is the can. Actually, I got 3 cans at home. I should have brought you a can. Like, guys, try it for yourself. Once you have it, you'll be like, okay, I'm going to designate a row in the fridge just for these.
There is some stuff that's a little grass jelly.
Oh, yeah, we talked about this.
Yeah, do you know the grass jelly?
Yeah, are you a fan or no?
I'm not. Yeah. And then, so I think I had a banana one. flavored
banana
one,
flavored grass jelly.
I gave it to him because I'm like,
I don't know about a banana flavor. I had the regular grass jelly. I love it.
No,
man.
but he he had one and he didn't want to drink it, so he gave it to me. I did end up drinking it. It's okay.
The regular grass jelly, I mean, okay, don't get me wrong. These are all, tailored specifically. You have an acquired taste. You have to have acquired taste to it.
Right.
Because Nam Tahu, I've given it to people and they're like, "Wah."
That's weird. I've never had anyone be like grossed out.
I wouldn't say they gross out. They're just like, But then I have others like, oh my God, that's the greatest thing of all time. So.
Well, I think I'll just go out and say it. The typical American palate is used to highly processed
and fructose sugar.
Yeah,
like
fructose sugar.
Yeah. That's what it is.
Highly processed artificial flavors.
Yes.
But these Asian drinks, they're they got real sugar. That's why let's say the Mexican Coca-Cola, it has real sugar in it.
That's why it tastes better.
It's kind of a big deal.
But that's why it tastes better.
But that's kind of just goes with the Asian drinks. Their natural flavors. Some people, it's not as sweet as, let's say, a Sprite or Mountain Dew. And I guess if you're used to drinking that stuff.
But I just, the way that stuff feels on my teeth, I'm just like, I don't.
Oh, that's just the grass jelly, because there's chunks of little stuff in there.
I don't. Well, no. I'm saying like Mountain Dew. Or something.
Like Mountain Dew. Yeah. It leaves a film, like a film on your teeth.
You know how much sugar they put in that suckers, right?
Yeah,
have you guys actually? I mean, I don't know if you guys ever seen you go YouTube this shit. Yeah. You guys YouTube how much sugar's in just a can of Coca-Cola or Mountain Dew. You'd be like, what the? Because it's technically about if you put a 12-ounce can of Mountain Dew or Coca-Cola, amount of grams of sugar is literally maybe a third or more of just sugar.
Yeah,
that's how much sugar.
Well, and just so many artificial flavors too.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's something that again is there's. Would I say this red bean thing is something I grab for? There's probably a few other things, but it's just there's so many natural flavors in there that you'd go, why are you making a red bean ice cream? And it's like, well, it's actually pretty decent. Why are you doing a grass jelly drink? I'm just not such a fan of it, but I can see that there's people out there for sure.
So next time, if somebody's listening, if they are in Johnston Bait and Tackle and you're feeling a little froggy, is that the word? A little adventurous, I guess.
Yeah.
Adventurous.
That's a good one.
Instead of grabbing that Mountain Dew or Sprite or Pepsi with your fishing hooks and minnows or whatever, grab one of these white cans, this coconut drink, lychee.
Passion fruit's going to
be
lychee.
Mango.
Guys, I'm telling you guys, I've never heard anybody drink a lychee drink like, oh, I hate it. Lychee drink is always the way to go.
Honestly, fantastic every time.
So what's your favorite out of all the flavors that you got?
We don't have it, but guava. I really do like guava. And
nice.
I don't know. If I was going to say out of what we have, I'm going to say lychee. I don't know if that's the right pronunciation. But
I'm probably saying it wrong too.
Yeah, I have no idea. Like I said, I hear it different every time.
I think lychee.
And I always feel one time I went in looking for a Chinese eggplant, and the guy told me, he kind of treated me whatever, and he said, oh, you could find that at like a big box store, but I was looking for something specific. Excuse me. I was looking for eggplant. Excuse me. I was looking for, not that it makes much difference, but so I ramble. But is that sometimes you're a little scared to branch out and things like that, and kind of look dumb asking for that. But trying new things never hurt anybody.
It's like going fishing and using a new lure.
Yeah, right.
You never use this lure. You don't know it's going to catch. You don't know. Who knows? You could be on fire. Same thing with the drink. You never know. This could be the greatest drink that you've never, ever tasted.
You cannot go wrong with a fruit drink, though, right? I mean, good fruit, right? I mean, I know people... we got this kid that works for us, right? He gives me crap for eating fruit and vegetables. I'm like, bud, you're 16. You haven't learned yet that good food is a good life, right? Just eat good in, good out, right? So
there you go.
Good
in, good out. I like that.
Yeah.
Good in, good out.
That's a I think a life view of something, right? It's like that's an issue I have, is that I am not as 28 years old. I should be way more prolific on social media, right? But sometimes people get so negative and just I don't know. So like I don't know. We'll post a picture of this kid and it's just honestly the fish isn't that big or something, but it's like he's having a great time. You can see that in the picture, right? And then somebody in the comments will hop in. I caught this fish 5 years ago and it was 40 pounds, and I'm like, dude, great job.
That's the world. That's the world we live in.
Yeah, I don't know. Everybody trying to one up somebody else. Yes. Be better. Be right. And so we just good in, good out, right? We can't just have fun, unfortunately.
Very true. Do you need a refill? I think you need to get a refill.
I was gonna ask you guys, have you guys seen a beer around here?
I don't know.
I should have left my freaking.
I'm really sorry. I don't have extras. No I didn't know the format, but we're gonna tap into a new one here. It's called. How do you think you pronounce that one?
Hold on.
Yeah, right.
That is pecan.
There's no end on, right?
Pecanica.
Picatoa. I
have no idea.
My dad got
it's a musk. It looks like a musk. Hey, see if you might be better than that.
How do you say that though? I mean, this one's easy.
I would say, Pecatonica.
There you go.
Is there an N? Oh, there is an N.
Yeah, there is.
Excuse me. I just don't know how to read. Excuse me.
I'm pretty sure this is like English or something.
Actually,
English.
Like English. Maybe like old
school.
English.
I was like, I know English.
Like Great Britain.
Yeah, like
Muskelager.
So can I ask you something? So I see something in your right hand. Do you have that for sale by chance?
We do. This was a mistake purchase, one of a few we made, but the Rapala beer opener.
Ooh, that's pretty cool.
I might have to that's what I'm saying. I might have to grab one of these before I go home tonight.
Can I see that real quick?
It looks pretty sick.
I was gonna say, if you put like a ring up here and just put a hook on here,
bro.
Now that is a fishing challenge right there.
You wouldn't believe. Have you seen the Rapala wall hangers we have in the shop?
Yeah, those huge.
The amount of people, which I can understand. I guess you see that hanging on the wall, but the amount of people that do think that it's like a lure for sale. I'm not going to tell you what to do with your money. If you want to buy it and throw it, and if you catch a fish, honestly, I'll probably give you I don't even know, a gift card. You're probably sponsorship. I mean, if you can catch a fish with I think it's a 42-inch Rapala replica lure, you can catch that. We'll give you a sponsorship immediately. But the amount of people that ask us, oh, is that for an ocean fish?
Sure.
It's for your wall fish, Yeah, you put that right up next to it. So, but yes, it is a Pecatonica.
Where the hell is that from? Where's
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. Oh, it's whiskey little.
Right. The thing is, golden lager, I guess.
There you go.
I think my dad, Tom, was just out in Dubuque.
Now it sounds weird hearing you say your dad. Because I hear you call him Tom.
This setting, yeah. I'm not, we're not talking business. We're just having fun.
Oh, yeah. All right, crack the bitch. Let's go.
Let
Cheers.
Me see here.
I gotta take a
He's got to go pee anyways. Go ahead.
Not a good look on this opener. There we go.
Take a potty break.
That was a little bit.
Let me see that. I might have to grab one of these before I head out.
Put a hook on it. Catch a fish with it.
No, that's not the point.
Instant sponsorship.
The point is to use it for beverages, man. That's pretty cool. Yeah, or catch a fish with it.
Catching a buzz, that's how you twist those rules, right? You're like, hey, I didn't catch a fish, but I caught the buzz, so you guys owe me, free lures for life.
For sure.
That's how you got to twist that around.
Too funny.
Huh? No, they branded stuff's always nice. That's why, we love making T-shirts, and so maybe I should announce this on here is that we're gonna.
Well, I mean, we're recording, but well, I don't know if I'll edit, but we can talk about when he gets back.
Yeah. I don't know, like just doing T-shirts, is branded stuff. We love doing T-shirts. Cool. That's always nice. I would like to do a.
Are you also still carrying sake stuff, Sean stuff too?
We do have some of it. I don't have as much as we'd like. We've been past couple of years. I was talking about it. It's been a little bit wild for everybody, right? And so we're basically in a competition with the rest of the country to buy what was available.
Like in regards to like product wise.
Yeah, like it would come up in the distributor. It'd say this is available,
Okay.
and it's like you got to snipe this, right? You
Really?
have to. That was crazy is in 2020 is that everybody's outside, everybody's doing stuff, which is great to see that
Because the supply chain was a shit show. Because I work for supply chain for the hospital.
Best words for it.
So because
Right.
I work in supply chain for all the like in the Midwest, like for the hospital. So I know how big of a shit show it was for supply chain.
Yeah.
So is it still that way for y'all for the fishing industry? I mean I don't know because I know. Okay, in the healthcare industry, I can tell you right now, supply chain still sucks, but it's getting better. I would say in the past 6 months, let's just say.
Yeah.
But would you say that it's still a shit show for the fishing industry in regards to supply chain?
I would say, in general, no.
Okay.
I think I would say no. As far as supply chain stuff, stuff has really evened out quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
I think that some people definitely stocked up on stuff and then went, oh crap, we got a little bit too much.
Okay.
But I think 2020 definitely stuff was like supply stuff was just non-existent all over the board. And so I was just talking about how in 2020, basically we were in a competition to if something popped up available on our distributor's buying portal, you're in a competition with the rest of the United States, essentially, to get that item because there's like 20 of an item available or something, right? Something ridiculous. And so it's like, you better get that, lock that down. There's a way you can kind of like secure the contract, and then you get so much of something and then you send in the order. I mean, we were like sending orders out 3 times a week or something. And so anyway, it just kind of led to, okay, you normally stock these 10 items, right? Well, you can't get it and you don't know when it's going to be available, right? Kind of going back to the beginning of this conversation, talking about, hey, we try to stock what works in the shop, and it's like, if you can't get it and you don't know when it's going to be available, you just kind of get what you can a little bit. And so we've been able to refocus ourselves and have the products again that work in the area in the shop again. And so that's pretty nice, is that we aren't scrabbling over whatever's out there. And so anyway, we had to do that, and we just got a bunch of stuff on the walls, and now that we've kind of pared it back, we are able to work again with like drastic plastics. We're getting a good amount of fishing and salt stuff in hopefully this week, but here soon is getting some of the fishing and salt stuff. Sake. I always
sake.
Sake.
He was always sake at first, right? It was actually how it was. It was sake and not sake. And so
really?
Yeah.
Because I helped him come up with that dang name. He called it sake.
That's what he told me, is that it was sake, and then he said that everybody kept calling him sake.
So he kept with sake.
And so he's just like, that's...
Well, it's part of his picture, though. The fish has a sake bottle.
Yeah. I get.
Yeah.
Well, no, I think that's after. We'll have to get him back on.
I think he had the picture. I think he had the logo early on.
Because I helped him come up with the name.
Yeah.
There's a reasoning behind the SAKE.
Yeah, his family. Yeah.
Yeah, I helped.
Right.
I came up with that name for him when he created that. So because he was like starting to build the rods and everything, and he was like, okay, what should I call this business? So I came up with that idea because his wife is my cousin, and I know all the girls, his daughters and everything. So so I put it all together for him.
Yeah, they've been coming in. Maybe wife not as much, but always great to see her when she does. But kids and Sean have been coming in for a long time, and we have people that come in or send us stuff about, hey, I'm local, or put me in the shop or whatever. I'd love to be in the shop, and we do want to support local, but it does kind of come again to real estate, right? Is that our real estate's at a premium because we don't have the space, and so we want to stock stuff that that works and has a good following and honestly shows the quality. And so Sean started off tying jigs, and he was coming in showing me some stuff, and I'm like, man, this is like super unique. It's not just another hair jig that I put more quality into it than the other hand tied guy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I mean, you can say that, but hand tied jig, it's hard to split hairs, right?
Literally.
And so, yeah. And so Sean's coming in with some of these different styles that he just came up with on his own, and I was like, man, you're doing quality stuff. Like, let's put it on the wall. And so he has definitely progressed into definitely doing a lot more rods, I think, than jigs. But I shouldn't speak to that. Sorry, Sean, if I'm
I think
he's
kind of dialed back on the jigs and stuff.
For sure.
And I mean, honestly, the rods that he does are just awesome. And I mean, some of the stories behind it too is like, making these custom rods exactly how people want, as far as like I believe there was this Viking football one that I saw that was just like super cool.
Ugly as shit.
That was, I think that was
ugly as shit.
I think that was for Kevin Paul.
It was for Kevin.
Clear
we had him on our podcast. Ugly as shit, Rod. Sorry, Kevin, if you're listening to this, that was ugly shit. Because I'm a Bears fan, so I don't care.
I don't know if he listens to our podcast.
I don't think so either. I don't care.
He's too famous.
We'll we always have music. I think a nice music selection, by the way. But we'll just broadcast this, for the next, I don't know, whenever you guys drop it, maybe like a month or something.
Oh,
just have it playing in the background.
Can you layer over, not heavy, but maybe like some slight Christmas music into it? Just like
we can make a cut for you.
Yeah, I think we can work something out.
We'll play it over the loudspeakers. It's Christmas with Fishing Beer Fanatics.
There you go. I like that idea.
Beer Fish Fanatics.
Beer Fish Fanatics.
We'll
featuring Gus from Johnston Bait and Tackle.
For sure. We'll do like a separate audio so you can just play it throughout your whole Christmas season.
That's actually something I'm very proud of. Is I think Christmas and holidays is a great time to come together and do your thing with your family. And it is always great anytime you can kind of get together with those people and bond, right? But man, we do not start playing Christmas music, November 1st, right? Yeah. We don't do much with the Christmas music, scene. I think that's we'll let the other guys have that,
Yeah.
So.
I mean, there's people out there, as soon as Halloween's over, they're hanging up Christmas decorations.
There's nothing wrong with that. They're just getting to the holiday spirit, Kit.
What about Thanksgiving? Give thanks, hey, I got to fish another year. I got to, and that's something that's I think so taken for granted, right? Is what we do have. That's why, speaking of, being on par with a big box store, I'm hoping we're getting a new point of sale system that we can kind of roll out some better sales and stuff, because we owe it to people, honestly, is being able to do, specials, sales, giveaways, tournaments. And so the new point of sale is kind of complicated, but taxes, is a way. But basically, it's hoping to put us on par, I think, with a lot of big box stores. Okay. Something that I think that we won't do compared to big box stores is, Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. You just got done giving thanks, and you're lining up at 4 a.m. for new stuff. I've just always hated that.
You don't want to open up your doors at 4 a.m.
Yeah. All right. This is gonna be rock. It's we just come off this. My cousins always used to do that growing up. It's like, just came off Thanksgiving. We have this nice family time, and it's like, oh. Okay, they're gonna go line up at the Best Buy or whatever.
I've never done Black Friday shopping.
So I'm gonna tell you guys.
That's big Cyber Monday guy here, probably. You like sitting in the chair.
Sitting in my computer, like, all right, what do we got? Click, click, click.
I agree. But the thing is, what you're saying about the Black Friday thing, I think a lot of stores have slowly gotten away from that, because you're right. I mean, that's technically it's family time, and then to be elbowing people to buy something for $5 off than what it normally, or $10. You know what I'm saying? It's like it got, because I think I partaked in it the Black Friday maybe about 10, 15 years ago, and it sucks, bro. It's it's like you see the greed in people's faces because they're just trying to get something for something so dirt cheap. It's not even dirt cheap. It's just cheaper than what you would normally get for. But it's just you see the bad side of people.
Yeah.
When it comes to Black Friday, I feel like so. I think they kind of slowly gotten away from that. I see a lot of stores just opening all week long now. Like you know, during the whole Black Friday thing, they just started from like Monday all the way through now, and then they have their Cyber Monday. It's not the, like you were saying, wake up at 3 a.m. Not even wake up. It's like you don't even sleep. You just go and shop. Like so they started like it was 5-6 years ago. Just go shopping at midnight.
Yeah, it was midnight.
That shit was crazy.
Well, hey, when the food puts you to sleep at like 6 p.m.
True.
You know, I mean, it kind of makes sense, right? Is food puts you to sleep at 6 p.m.
But people don't realize, dude. Those people who are working at those storefronts, man. They were with their families literally, and then you're making them work because you're gonna go shop at midnight. It's like, gotta look at the bigger picture, people.
See, if I was in charge of this thing, this world, planet, whatever, right? I would have probably like, let's say, maybe 6 days a year that everything had to shut down. You know, it's like even on the craziest holiday, there's still a gas station open, right? Whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's something open.
It's very true.
I'm just saying 6 days a year, everything's shut down. Just go live your life.
The whole world shuts down?
Go live. I'm just
That'd
saying, as far as a business or something, just go live your life, you know? If you forgot that, I'm sure you can probably live without it for a day. Maybe the hospital, I guess, might have to stay open. I could see that. I could see that.
Emergency services.
There's going to be some real shenanigans going on, so probably. So I could see the emergency services, unfortunately, pay them, 2 times, 3 times rate, whatever.
At least 4 times.
4 times, right? Okay, see?
Start working in the healthcare industry. You guys really want to know how much they get paid? They get paid maybe, like, when they work holidays, like, double time. Like, come on.
Right.
I mean, they're working days, like, holidays for the world, and they only get paid double. In reality, like you were saying, if you're going to do something like that, shit, you might as well pay them freaking at least 4 times. There's too much greed in the world. That's what it comes down to. Corporate offices like, oh, we can't do that because then we're going to go bankrupt. I go, mofos, you ain't not going to go bankrupt. If you're going to pay your employees 4 times for working on a holiday that nobody else works, that's what you should probably do.
Well, especially, again, we'll start at 6 days. I think it's
that would be interesting. Yeah.
Like I said, I don't know. That's always something I think.
Gus is running for president. Let's do it.
6 days, start there. No, I don't know. I think coming back to it is that it's not quite that Christmas holiday, but definitely just that's something that there's definitely. I remember the first time, and it probably wasn't the first time, but the first time I went fishing, right, with my dad and my brother. I put a hook probably in my brother's back of his head, I think is what happened. And we had to get all the way home. Like we had walked to the spots, then we had to get all the way home and take that thing out, of course. But you remember things like that. Like I said, is riding ATVs. We'd stop at this gas station. Memorable things like that. So it makes me get a FOCO in the store, right? Some great fruit juice because I want to make it memorable, right? Make it fishing memorable, right? Is where you have these outings that you remember. I remember my best day of fishing, and it was with my dad for sure. So I don't know, having family holidays. I think that's something that is nice about fishing. Is that is a big part of it. I think.
Agreed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of the holidays, I just want to remind everybody that Black Friday and Cyber Monday, Whisker Seeker here will be having their sales, and they're running a promo code, Tall Boys, on behalf of Beer Fish Fanatics. Wait, is it Tall Boy or Tall Boys?
Tall Boy.
Okay, Tall Boy.
Well, it's gonna be so. This episode is gonna come a week after, so I don't know if it's still running it.
Let me rewind that. Maybe I'll export this part, stick it into Monday's podcast.
So then you guys look forward to listening to Gus and us.
Yes. But I guess if you're new to our podcast and you're coming in, this is your first podcast and you've gotten to this point,
there you go.
You know, once in a while, our sponsors like Whisker Seeker will throw us a bone, or our listeners a bone, and give you guys a good deal.
For sure, for sure.
Speaking of fishing, I know we've been talking a lot of business stuff.
And beer and fruit drinks.
Okay, here's a 2-part question for you guys.
Sure,
Even though before we started this, I told you I do not want to make this a Q&A, but we are Qing and Aing.
Yeah, we did a little bit.
Sometimes you gotta get down to it, right?
Right.
You
know? So as a guy that works/owns a bait shop, what are you fishing for? And when these fishermen, anglers come in, you know, you'll have a little small talk with them, asking them like, hey, where are you headed to? Or, you know, how's the bite? Whatever. Or maybe they're asking you, do you take what you hear from some of your customers like, ooh, that's where I'm going when I don't have to work this Thursday?
I typically enjoy smallmouth fishing, bass fishing in general, just because being able to throw these different things and I can, prove to myself and my mom that I can outsmart a fish. So that's really what I'm in it for, is that I tricking them. But I do like white bass, wiper. I mean, that bite that bite's incredible, right? When you really do get on them. I will say is that you are somebody chasing them through the ice that I envy, and I do need to get out more for that because
just wait. 2 or 3 weeks.
We're getting there.
I got a bunch of ice fishing videos coming out.
Just as videos.
Oh yeah.
You know, catching some wipers and white bass.
Maybe I can post something. You can just post it in the comments. Hey, look at what I did. You know, a year or 2 ago, huh? I'd be like, oh, this guy. Yeah. No. I do definitely enjoy doing that though. And so as far as what people are doing, realistically, a bite can change so quick. Like a guy can come in, a guy can be fishing right next to you, and maybe he's got a certain bait or he's fishing a certain way.
I know where this is going.
I'm just saying, like you can be standing right next to a guy and he's catching fish, you're not, but it's because...
So it's like me and Grandy.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Right?
Oh, why you gotta do that?
You gotta
throw me? I'm just sitting here drinking a beer, man.
Just hanging out. Innocent bystander.
No.
You told me a story last year where you dropped down something like 7 baits. You knew there was fish down there. You were fishing. You had one... I know exactly the color, but I won't say it.
Well, we had to bleep out the lake too.
So it wasn't.
You say the lake, we'll bleep it out.
It was. It was I think it was like a clam blue pro shiner or something like that. It was like a shiny blue or something like that. But you dropped it. You can bleep all that out apparently. So I just said it. Sorry. But
you talk about the lures or whatever.
Yeah, we don't
but
care
the lake.
About that.
Yeah. Oh well. So you drop it down, right, and it was like you dropped down 7 baits, and this last bait was the one that caught him, but you had one of them, right? It was like some little minnow or something, and so that was the only thing you caught it on, and you only had one of them, and so as soon as you ran out of that, you weren't catching them again, and so that is something with fishing is that coming in and asking me, hey, what is the bite? I can tell you the bite that I've heard people coming off the lake and stuff, but honestly, it can be so finicky like that. We're not the land of 10,000 lakes.
No.
There is something like 500,000 people or 750,000 people in the Des Moines metro, and the lakes that we do have, they do get a lot of pressure, and so you got to be able to figure out what is going on that day. Unfortunately to say that it's not just you don't just cast out a MEP spinner or something and catch fish. I mean, you can do that in Minnesota sometimes, it feels like. But, do I take people's feedback and go, okay, I'm going to this spot and fishing? I would be lying if I said I haven't done that before, but it can vary so much, and that is something that you just kind of got to be able to have is that's, I was able to get a jig box from an older guy that it has basically every size of jig and every color that's a godsend, you know, because sometimes it is chartreuse, sometimes it is orange, sometimes it is pink, and then being able to put that with a bait and just having these different baits, you know, and is sometimes a certain area will be kind of on a hot bite, but you never really know what they are biting on.
Yeah, so. That's just fishing in general. I mean, you could go in, ask how the bite is, where at, or you could just go and try to figure out yourself. Because like you were saying, for example, me and Grandy are fishing. We're literally next to each other, kind of doing the same thing, as you will. He looks at what I'm throwing, switches to what I'm throwing, and he still can't catch a fish.
Hey, man, come on.
But that's fishing. I'm just using that as an example. That happens all the time. But it's just an example.
It happened.
Yeah.
Why is he all the time?
It's just fishing, you know.
You know, he doesn't tell you about that. He sunk a few trees their last ice fishing season, and he happens to have exactly on his GPS where it's at.
I already had this conversation with my buddies, dude. We know he gave his soul to the fish devil. That's what we call it. He already sold his soul. That's why he catches. We using the same shit that we use. we have this conversation without you even know. We're like, dude, we already know you gave your soul away.
What do you pay?
There's a price for everything.
Yeah, that's true.
It depends on what contract you want to sign. So.
Oh boy. So, have you had a situation where a customer comes in like, oh my god, it's on fire, blah blah blah. This spot, I'm using this, blah, and then like Kit was saying, have you ever went there like, okay. This customer went there and you went there. You didn't tell nobody. You went there by yourself and you used the same thing that customer did, and it was on fire.
Ooh.
So he was right, or she.
I probably couldn't say that. No.
Okay.
Only. I mean, the only thing I can say is like when the dam up here. I'm gonna say this again. Probably shouldn't blow it up, but it's like in August.
I think people can figure it out.
Yeah, they can figure it out. We're in local Iowa. Central Iowa.
In August up at Cottonwood, you know, when the white bass wipers start running.
Yeah. Sometimes
I've gotten an early heads up on it. I knew that it would start at some point in August. Usually it does, like around the state fair, but you know, so gotten a little bit heads up as far as like, oh, those wiper running up there, white bass running up there, whatever. And being able to get in on that, and it is a great bite, because that is what it is, you know, August up there, little shad bait, awesome. But that's probably about the only thing that I would say is similar to that, yeah.
Okay.
I have been able to, there's this lake somewhere in Iowa. I happen to catch about a 34-inch pike out of there. I caught a ton of bass out of there too. Somebody told me about it. It's private, but randomly, like a week later, some guy said a guy I knew, family friend, said he was going up to this lake, and I did everything possible to make sure that I could come along. And the next day, we were catching so many fish that Tom and I actually we closed the shop for about 3 hours because the bite was just insane.
Really?
So yeah, there's this lake that employees of Hallett Materials would probably know about. And it's not around here. I'll just say that, but definitely around Iowa, in Iowa, Central Iowa, and yeah, they have a nice thing going there, and so. I guess that might be another kind of similar example.
That's cool.
Yeah. There's definitely some lakes around here. You know, it might take a little bit of investigation, and that is fishing, right? It's like it takes a little bit to figure it out, but there is some good fishing to be had around here. You know, besides private lakes that have been stocked. You know, and that's something that you know I do. Even tell our employees is that we're not the land of 10,000 lakes, and you talk about the bait shop being a more personal, intimate experience. People have definitely talked about, and I even know, you know, what they're buying, right? And talked about where they're going fishing, and I see the fish that they're catching. But I tell our employees is like, hey, we're not the land of 10,000 lakes. We get a lot of pressure around here, and sometimes biggest walleye of the year are caught like from now November to like February. And that's a time that sucks to go fishing. But there's people that go out then and figure out what works and how it works, and we shouldn't just blow up their spot when the guys come in April and go, hey, what are the walleye biting on? What works? Where's the spot, right? This guy is out here in the middle of January. Everybody else is in an ice hut. He's on the river fishing for walleye, catching big walleye. I can't blow out his spot. I can't like blow out his bait because, he put in that work, and honestly, it is a lot of work. And so, I tell him that is that white 3.5-inch Jurassic plastic. That's all you need.
On the river.
On the river.
Yeah. I like it. I like it.
So, that is true. And go at it. Go at it.
Is that we respect that. Is people come in and talk about stuff, but it does take a lot of work. That is why at the end of the day everybody's a crappie fisherman. Does it suck to go fishing in mid-April or May? Yeah. You come out of spring or out of winter, and go fishing in mid-April or May. That's fantastic. I love that, right? Is days getting longer, good temps. Man, I love being a bass fisherman and a crappie fisherman. Am I a walleye fisherman? Heck no. I am not in there when it's the cold, and I'm not searching for walleye. That's not me, man.
So speaking of that, because if you guys are wondering, it is obviously late November when this comes out, and it's we're got a lot of people excited for ice fishing. It's coming up here. And at least for us, the Central Island, I think up in the Dakotas, even like northern Minnesota, they've got ice already, so they've been ice fishing.
Some people are ice fishing.
They are.
Yeah. But not in Iowa. Not in Iowa.
Not yet. But I've seen you guys have been. I've seen at least Johnston Bait and Tackle has been tailored towards more ice fishing more and more in the past couple of years. So, are you guys excited for this season, or what's?
You just never know. I talked about earlier, like 80 miles, 100 miles. You kind of get into this zone of like the amount of ice fishing you can do, right? And so down here, it can be a little finicky. We have kind of found, hopefully, I think a niche as far as hoping to have some different bait options, hoping to having some plastics, whatnot, jigs, but. We're kind of revamping again our rental stuff that we have done in the past.
Yep,
trying to have it at a decent cost. The new thing we're kind of doing though is using the lockers we have outside to be able to return them. Right? Because that's something we always struggled with. Is that we're closing like 6:30, whatnot. If you rent something, you don't want to return it by then. By all means, shouldn't have to. If you're on fish, keep fishing, right? We'll waive any late fee. No, you just gotta share a couple fish with us and some pictures. No. Is that we're utilizing the lockers we have outside to do like a 24/7 return type of deal. So really kind of leaning into that a little bit this year because again it can be so finicky, and ice fishing. Mm-hmm. Anything really like an extreme sport type of deal where, hey, you're out in the middle of the lake and it's 5 degrees, 10 degrees out, maybe 10 degrees would be a warm day. Honestly,
I don't mean to cut you off. Are we considered extreme sportsmen now?
Think about it.
I'm just curious.
You're hiking through snow. Think of what you've done to ice
0 degrees to minus 30. We're extreme. We're extreme athletes.
Yeah, the freaking regular Joe Schmo ain't out there,
bitches.
I give so much props to ice fishing guides because the fishing's tough. You have to drill holes. You have to find fish. That is like extreme sport for sure.
In the cold.
In the cold.
Conditions, the conditions are rough.
So I can go home to my wife and say, I'm an extreme athlete.
Maybe you get the X Game medal,
Bruh.
Next Halloween, there you go. You just dress up in your ice fishing clothes. X Games medal, right? Gold medal. Extreme sport athlete, ice fishing world champs.
There you go.
Taking it home for the U.S.
I think we are considered extreme athletes now. I like that, extreme sport athletes, because nobody's gonna want to do what we do. Fishing is somewhat considered a sport.
I don't know. Sometimes you're out there and you're like, why the heck am I out here, right? We decided to hike to the Sailorville Marina. I think this was last year, and it was like the coldest day of the year. And I told my buddies, I'm like, look, I know I said today we should go, but like we shouldn't do that, because it's like we had to hike over there a little bit, and it was extreme. I mean, I don't know. You gotta pick and choose your battles for sure. You know, sometimes the fishing's all right. You know, catch a few fish, but man, it was cold out there, the hike. But you know, honestly, good or bad, I think there's always a memory associated with that stuff, and I think that's again a great part of fishing. You know, is that when you're experiencing something real life like that, it is it can be so profound as far as like what you go through, what you do. So I will always remember, you know, -10.
I like that,
crazy
though.
winds.
I think you're really, really onto something. Like fishing is about memories. I think you're right, because
it's kind of cheesy, right? But I mean, it's like
it really is, because there's a lot of things in your mind as you get older. So I don't know how many listeners, how old they are, but a lot of things that you do remember, whether it's fishing or just anything, you always remember specific things about an outing.
Yeah, like a fishing trip, or who you're with, and what you caught.
But you always remember whether it's like the biggest fish or some stupid, idiotic thing that happened that you did, or whatever the case may be. You always remember that memory.
Right.
So it's all about memories.
You know, there's one is like sliding down a muddy bank and catfishing in the middle of summer, right? And in the moment, you're like, wow, this is, I'm covered in mud. I'm, sleeping on this bank, and,
or somebody actually poops their pants.
Woo. Fishing outings with the beer fishing fanatics.
Beer fish fanatics.
Beer fish fanatics. You guys aren't into the fishing. You're into the fish.
It's first time on the show.
Yeah, I don't know my taglines. I don't have my script.
First time being on the mic.
Yeah, that too. Yeah,
it's awesome. You're doing good, man.
He's got the jitters.
No, it's coming back around to that in our extreme sports, though, is that you got to have the gear to play, right?
There you go.
And so it can be a little daunting to first timers, especially sometimes we have had seasons where it's 2.5 months or 4 weeks. But I think if you can utilize the time that we have, it is definitely a good time. And biggest thing is just being prepared. Is when it's 10 degrees, 0 degrees or something, and winds whipping across the lake. I mean, there's not a lot of structure out there to block in, so being able to throw a pop-up that you got, electronics are great to have. We just want to kind of promote that and, have a first good time. You don't need to sit out there on the bucket, do it hardcore.
You guys are renting out, like, flashers and everything, right?
Yeah.
What else you guys are renting out for ice fishing?
We looked at, I really wanted to do a live scope.
Okay.
I really did. It just wasn't there, unfortunately. Live scope, I think, was like, it would have cost us even something like $2,000.
Yeah.
And so I was like, what's the guarantee, right, to have somebody bring that back? You got to give me the car title. I think
sure.
I'll hang on to this. You take this $2,500 unit with you. But it would have been cool to do that. But we are just doing Vexlars. We got some FLX 12s and I believe some 18s.
Perfect.
And then we do have a pop-up that we're doing as well, actually. And you can actually, we have some bigger lockers out there. If you've been coming to the shop, you may have seen them right by the front door. You can rent that stuff online, in person at the shop. You will be able to online, excuse me. I don't know if that's quite deployed. But, it's just 24/7 pick-up, return. It'll have you'll get set like an individual lock code for your locker. Super easy to use. I think there'll be like a little video on it, but it's not one of those gym ones, where you got to go.
Yeah.
Right. I can never do that. Right. It's like left this way and then
right.
Like I don't know.
This way,
to three
right
times
this way,
and right
and
2
then left
times.
this way.
Yeah.
That's the combination itself, right? Is like left, then right, and then I'm like, holy crap, right? I could never get that, and so we definitely got the roller ones with like the
you just put this number.
Yeah, right. I mean, just like any lock. I mean, any lock should be is that it easy to open if you know the code. But yeah, is 24/7 pickup return. I think we're doing $25 for the unit, and so if somebody is going with you or something, it's definitely I think a price that is like, hey, if you wanna go fishing for the day, honestly, without a Vexlar or a flasher unit, it kind of it's not nearly as fun,
No,
agreed.
Being able to
see
that there's that little dot down there, and trying to get it and then going, oh crap, that doesn't move for like 5 minutes. That's probably a tree, That's that's when you no.
So you're charging only $25 to rent out a Vexlar all day.
Yeah,
that's badass.
Yeah, I mean, Vexlars are not flashy like a Garmin Live Scope. Right?
They're flashers.
They are flashers, right?
They're not flashy, but they're flashers.
They don't have all the bells and whistles that some of these do, but they are dependable units. They're easy to read. They work.
You just turn it on.
Right.
But I think they're the greatest introduction for people get into ice fishing. It's kind of cool that you guys are doing the rentals, because I'm telling you this right now. So a lot of people, whether you ice fish or not, and if you're looking to get into it, and if you're looking to get people into it, if you show them that flasher, I shit you guys not, they get so excited. They're like, so what's this color thing that's going down, right? You see your lure, right? They can figure it out. This is the thing. So I know we have listeners who don't ice fish, and this is the thing. It's so cool, because once you drop your lure into the water, you'll see this color just go like this, and you just follow it down, and you see fish that moves with it. And it's just, to me, like the greatest explanation I keep telling everybody. It's like fishing in the video game in real life. And it's just so exciting. And then on top of that, then all of a sudden you see the fish hit your rod goes down, and then at the same time all the colors go crazy on this flash.
Talking about an experience, right? Is like, okay, so when you drop your tungsten ice jig down there, because if you're still using lead, I mean, props to you, I guess. But you drop your nice tungsten ice jig down there, you see this red line usually come up. And you know that's your jig, and so you know how deep you are. But then when you see that other red line, that's not the bottom, because it marks the bottom real nice for you too. When you see that red line, that's a fish, start to like kind of come up to your jig, right? And just watching that, and kind of like that Jaws scene, right? Like dun dun dun, dun dun dun. And you see this fish is coming, and then all of a sudden, right? Yeah, your rod tip is dunk. Yep. I mean, that is just. I think.
How do you explain that? It's one of the greatest.
Yeah. Well, you're interacting with the fish.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's right.
Yeah. Like you're playing a little chess match.
You and that fish. Yeah. You're making memories.
It's dude. That's really on. You're interacting with the fish at the moment, and then you have the electronics, the technology to see it all unfold. I think that's what makes me so excited about ice fishing. I think I'm more excited about the electronics, and then just like you're saying, interacting with the fish.
It is just like, I mean, you go fishing, right, middle of summer or something, whatever. I think it's easy to enjoy that because it's warm out.
Yeah.
Realistically. And if you're dressed right, it's not too bad in the winter. But you're going out there participating in extreme sports.
Yeah, it's more work.
It could be pretty cold out, and so just being able to like get kind of like that validation of like, hey, there's fish down here, or I know kind of I have a little bit better understanding what's going on. I kind of attack it a little bit better too. Really, we're all out there to catch fish, right? I mean, making memories, having a good time is great, but like first time I came back into ice fishing again with this shop, I go with a couple buddies down to Badger Creek. We drilled up in one spot, and we caught like 80 bluegill in like probably under 2 hours. And I mean, you can't beat that, I mean, didn't have to move. We're looking at this little video game thing where a little bit, bam, bam, and it's like if you go out there and you do ice fishing right, you will like. It's a great time for sure.
I think when Kit says interactive with the fish is really on, because the thing is, when you're open water fishing on the banks, let's just say, you're not interactive fishing. You're just hoping.
Like, man, I hope something's there. I hope something eats this, please.
It's a one-sided game affair. But when you're ice fishing, and this is the thing too, though. Don't get me wrong. You get frustrated because you see the fish sometimes come and they're not eating your shit. They're not biting your shit, so you get frustrated. But I think you're still right. You're still interactive. You still have to figure out, how do I get that fish to bite the lure.
It comes back to again, you throwing down like 7 different baits. Is that it can be that tough, and that's why good fishermen separate themselves. They stand out, right? It's like you end up throwing down that 7th bait that works, right? Is like that's kind of what separates it, So sure. that can be frustrating for sure. I will say is that something that every person that has live scope tells me is that it doesn't make the fish bite. Word for word is pretty much that. Is that you can see the fish on the live scope. You can see they're moving this way or that way, and you can see this great 3D panorama. But they say word for word, it won't make the fish bite. I'm like, what else do you need to do for you there, guys? But it can come down to that. Is just trying different baits and seeing what's going on.
I think the best thing about when you talk about technology and ice fishing, I think when you have those flashers, live scope, all that stuff, I think the best part is that you're not over nothing. When I say that, at least you're over top of fish. Yeah. That's the best part of it, because when you're literally bank fishing, or even you can be on a boat, if you don't have no electronics, you have no idea if you're casting into just nothing. At least with electronics, at least you have a chance. I think that's the biggest thing, that you have a chance because there's something there. You can see the movement or something. I think that's the most.
That's a big thing I've learned, though, that's kind of gone into the open water fishing as well, is that there is usually fish down there or out there wherever you're fishing. It's just that it's a little bit hard to say this to yourself, but you're not doing something right. Is that you talk about, again, putting 7 baits down there, is that there's fish out there, but maybe you're too fast, too slow, not the right color, not whatever. I don't know, that can be a little tough to admit, but it's like that's something I've kind of seen, is that it really does take just kind of dialing it in. And I think that's why people that go fishing or have the ability, I should say, to go fishing several times a week or something, they really do better just because they have the time to be able to go, hey, this isn't working, that isn't working, this color, right?
Kit. It's not because I suck using the same lure you are.
Hey, I never said I was good. I never called myself a good fisherman. I have said that I just go more. More often.
It's odds. Yeah, it's like
it's good odds, obviously.
I just go a lot. I'm not good. I just go a lot.
I think by going a lot, you learn a lot.
Yeah.
So then you become better because that's your skill set. You're building. So
right.
So you are good.
So,
but it's like the more you keep going, you're gonna get better.
It's like any hobby or anything, right? It's like if you do it more, you kind of learn, and then you say, hey, this time of year, this type of condition, right? There we go. If you just want to, you want to go do a hobby one time and be good at it, I can't paint to save my life, and it's not something I want to really learn.
Yeah,
but,
by virtue of me going more often than Gord's, I can catch more fish than him.
Yeah,
I would assume so. But it doesn't matter. You still got to pay those damn 2 beers. Don't I'm just saying.
There's weird bets. I mean, most snags and like smallest fish or something.
Hey, doesn't matter.
Hey, bet's a bet.
Bet's a bet. Win's a win, man. You got to pay up, man.
That's a bet.
You got to do the, what is that? The Lannisters.
Oh, boy.
Pay your bets, man. Pay your debts.
Yeah, man.
I have no idea what you're
Game
talking
of Thrones, bro. You don't know.
I've never seen one episode.
Oh, my. Holy shit.
Never watched one episode.
Hold on. We might have to cut this podcast, like
That's
just
pretty
off.
crazy,
I know,
man.
I cannot believe he just.
Wow.
What?
That was a great story on TV. That's something I always have an issue with on TV is like I just don't care about the story, but it's like, holy crap.
Game of Thrones. What?
Man.
You never seen an episode?
Never watched an episode
You're
of Game of
killing me,
Thrones.
Smalls, on that one. All right, well.
I gotta say, after Ned Stark, I was hooked. I just could
all
not
right.
believe that.
You might just have to just do like a binge.
How long is each episode?
An hour?
About an hour.
Yeah.
You got an hour to watch that. You got an hour to go fishing.
Yeah.
Touche.
Yeah. I mean, that's true.
Touche.
That could be an extra hour that you're getting better at fishing.
So what are you doing right now?
Talking to you.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're not out there catching fish, man.
But we're still getting better at fishing. We're
That is
learning.
true.
We're learning. We're learning here.
Yeah, see.
I was
Dude.
trying to catch you.
Hey, we gotta get you back on more often, Gus.
Huh.
It's been
I'm
fun.
sorry. No, the Confluence called. They said the Scott Street Slammer is a go.
Whoa,
Yeah.
well, son of a
there
gun.
you
that,
go.
That's so awesome, dude. You got anything else for? Hey,
What type of beer would it be though? Is the problem? I mean, I don't want to just make like another,
No, if you want to do a Scott, okay,
run-of-the-mill
this is the
beer.
thing. If you want to do a Scott Street Slammer, my
What
thoughts
type
would
of
be
beer?
it would have to be a lager.
A lager.
And the reason why I say that is because if our listeners, we have a lot from all over the nation, all over actually the world in a sense. But you guys are listening to us. So there's a spot here in Central Iowa we fish. They probably are not the IPA cats that you would think.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna say, what kind of beer would the Scott Street Angler be
Angler.
drinking? It
They-
probably looks a little like this.
So I would say like a nice light lager
Something light.
would be perfect. And this is the thing. And
It's not about the guys on the riverbank. It's about the guys driving on the bridge past it. That's what I'm saying. That's probably who's drinking the beer, right? I'm just saying.
No,
So
the guys on the bank gotta be drinking it too.
what they're drinking the Busch Light. I'm gonna be honest.
That's what we're saying.
So that's what I'm saying though. Is that you gotta. What reminds you of Scott Street? I'll tell you what. It's two rivers coming together. It's a bunch of jumbled, dirty fishing.
A lager, bro. I'm telling you, a
light
lager.
I'm saying you make it just dirty as heck, a nice big thick stout or something. I don't,
Big.
Des Moines,
No.
Des Moines River coming together
You're
right
thinking
there.
you're thinking too far into it because
Too literal, maybe.
No, yes, that's
Yeah.
the thing. That's a good word for it, literal, because it makes sense in that. But I'm telling you, the people who would actually enjoy the Scott Street Slammer while they're at Scott Street will be a nice light lager.
Something light and inoffensive.
Yep. Too funny.
Something that they can pound 15 of them.
Yes. It would
there
work.
you
I'm
go.
telling you, dude. It could. This is a thing. You got to get some royalties on this if this pops off.
I understand your thing of offensive now. It's like offensive to the taste.
Yeah, the taste.
Yeah, okay. That makes a little bit more sense. Huh. There you go. Huh.
Yeah, you can't be taking a pseudo suit and slapping Scott Street Slammer and
Scott
giving it
Street
to the typical Scott Street Angler
then you gotta make
and
it
having
like
him slamming it.
An 8%er or something. I don't know, a slammer. No.
Or maybe you could do something like a Ford Loco or something crazy,
Loco.
something crazy in the other direction. I think that'd be a Scott
Something
Street.
that they end up banning. The
funny,
FDA calls you, hey.
I think something like that would be a Scott Street. That'd be a hit.
That's fun.
Oh, man.
All right, guy, man.
Yeah, I think it's time to wind down.
But we got to get you back on, Gus. This has been it's been a blast.
I gotta say it is good for sure. I don't know if we when we start getting some more stuff in here too, it is always kind of bring the trade show to the podcast almost, right?
That
Who
would be
knows?
fun.
There is that is something that's cool to see. Like I said, is stuff kind of leveling out a little bit, and I think what's even crazier and honestly kind of frustrating is that prices this year, some of the prices we were shot went down, and that is kind of it's cool, but it's frustrating that like why would they go up in the first place like that, and then just to see them kind of come back down. I don't know. So it is kind of nice regardless that stuff is kind of coming down again, kind of leveling out. I don't know, it's been just a hectic couple years, and so coming out with some new stuff. We actually just signed on with St. Croix So that'll be kind of cool.
Nice.
Is getting some of their stuff in.
Okay.
Hoping to they do something with some new dealers as far as being able to give some of their product away in some tournaments and whatnot. And so I kind of talked about some tournaments earlier. Hoping to do some stuff with St. Croix, some stuff with Daiwa. Love their reels. You know, these got these 750s front and center. I think they make a nice product as far as something that works, and you see like some definite benefits to their stuff. And so they're coming out with some stuff. St. Croix, excited to get that. Lunker Hunt actually is somebody else that we're working with to do some tournaments with as well. So actually, I don't know if we should put this front in like the first slide or whatever, but kind of like Oprah style is I do have some gifts for you down there. You know,
Gifts?
Unboxing. You know, you got to put that big and bold.
Like, you want me to grab it right now?
Yeah. Trade show, right, is awesome. You get free stuff.
You get free stuff.
Yeah, and so I told them, hey, I've got some guys, you know, me and Kid have been trying to do this a little while, and I've been kind of pretty bad with my scheduling. And so I said, I owe these guys something, you know.
Gus is a hard guy to get a hold of.
You don't owe us shit.
Social media, my phone, I just don't even, I don't know. I do, though. I mean, there is something where the guy that comes in and asks me, what exact color? Oh, is it this, you know, pairing that color? And you're like, man, it's fishing, right? It's like, I can't tell you that they're biting on, you know, white chartreuse 3.27 inch because the guy cut off a little bit off the top, right? I mean, right? But then there's people like yourselves that just like come in and I can name like as far as a handful of people, probably a short list that are just quality. It makes the work awesome. And so first one's this Lunker Hunt deal. I actually gave some of these away, unfortunately, to somebody you might know.
Lunker Hunt?
Lunker Hunt?
I said that earlier. Lake Effect. I saw
Lake
the
Effect.
L. Yeah. They have an awesome ride. The Panty Popper, Panty Stopper is two different models, but they put the little rattles in there. Everybody's doing that now.
There's a rattle in here?
Putting rattles in the bait. Yeah.
Inside a
Actually,
a swim bait. Oh, I see.
Yeah. That's yours to.
Is this new?
They're coming out with it is an ice
Wait,
fishing
this is
thing.
for me?
Yeah.
This is ice fishing?
Do you know a Matt?
Matt? I do know a
Matt.
Matt.
He might have. Are you missing a couple? Oh, maybe you're missing a couple.
What's that?
Matt has your other lures.
You talking about
Matty Ice?
Matty Ice?
I believe so.
The drum master?
I don't know his nicknames, but
Freaking goofy guy with glasses that comes in here every now and then.
he does make me laugh. He's a funny guy.
Just looking at him, he makes you laugh?
No,
he listens to our podcast, and we talk so much shit about him.
Did you say you bastards?
It takes him at least to
Matt's
start
a good dude.
talking
Matt's a good
to get me laughing, but then I go, he's
so once he opens his mouth, you start laughing.
He's got your other baits. He was supposed to tell me if he caught fish on him. He didn't. So Matt, you're banned from giveaways.
So is this a open water or this is ice?
Ice fishing, I believe. Actually,
that's
I know.
a big lure for ice.
You gotta start. But you start thinking about lake trout or big walleye. Lake Effect, right? That's Lake Michigan.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big body of water. So
makes sense.
I think you could certainly use it ice fishing, but I think Guggen really may have been some of the first to do these rattles in the baits. And so a lot of Strike King's doing that now. These guys got it. But they do have, speaking of, kind of trailing off there a little bit.
So just to our fellow listeners that's not on the video, they literally have put some rattles inside of these swim baits, like these plastic swim baits. It's pretty darn cool. You can see it. Does that really make a difference?
If the fish doesn't know you're there, how are they going to eat it? Right?
True.
I mean,
if you're fishing in murky water,
murky water for sure. Yeah, or you start talking like how far away you are. That rattle. You could have a great piece of bait, but if they don't know it's there, they're not going to bite it, right? So,
RBM jigs.
Yeah.
Floppy bodies.
I couldn't tell you. You guys might know. There's actually some local pro staff in the area of RBM jigs. I cannot think of his name to save my life. I really apologize. I could definitely recognize him as soon as you walked in. Great guy. But I can't think of his name, unfortunately.
These would be perfect for ice fishing, though.
Yeah. So they do some regular stuff like that. We have some of their jigs out there. They've got this really nice chrome Wonder Bread. Okay. Of course, everybody's doing Wonder Bread, but it is a nice one. They've got a gold Wonder Bread too. Pure Fishing just bought Savage Gear. Pure Fishing is actually huge now. They own Fravel Plano.
Yeah.
They own Berkeley, Abu Garcia, but they just bought Savage Gear. I don't know what these little baits are supposed to be. Maybe like some sort of Ned thing, right? But if you feel right, it's got that little Velcro on there. Right?
Oh, back here.
Well, these trade shows, they have literally one of every single bait that they make on this little Velcro board. Mm-hmm. And so, I mean, you get to see everything. And that's the thing, is that some stuff that you wouldn't normally see, maybe, you see because, I don't know if he's interested in this purple chartreuse. Pretty bad color. Never used that. But,
you know what color I like to throw.
Oh, there you go. Actually... see, he's grabbing the Drastic Plastic, right? This is a color I think is pretty nice that he does. Mitch's Magic. It's like a green pumpkin.
Huh.
I don't know, what would you think?
Like purple-ish.
Green. I
purple.
think it's.
This could be your purple nurple almost. But you have a purple nurple already, Kit, don't you?
Well, I just call Spencer's Straight Heat a purple nurple.
Speaking of purple too, these are actually awesome. This is from Big Bite Baits, and I don't know if you can look these up and maybe like put the picture in. Here, are you a craw guy?
I don't bass.
He's not a bass guy.
I do not bass.
Let me see that one.
So these are actually, they say hand painted, but they're painted. They are painted on an assembly line, but they're pretty nice, and the cost really isn't too bad. I may have taken one or two of them out of there, but you guys can fight over those later.
I'll try this out.
I mean, I think
It'd be good for walleyes.
Yeah, this is a little.
That's gonna be the one that he's gonna
bait
start
fish imitating thing.
He's gonna start beating you. They've got a ton of other colors. Of course, everybody is doing Wonder Bread, and I gotta wonder
for ice fishing.
It doesn't matter. I mean, anything, open water, whatever. Let me show you this here real quick. I don't know if you saw that. Right.
He doesn't need to see it.
And so it is. He doesn't need to see that.
You don't need to see that shit.
Even with your buddies are the most like guarded you should be, for sure. You know, other people seeing it, but your buddies, not a chance, right? You don't want to show them.
I don't care, man.
Tape it up. Oh,
I like it when my buddy catch fish. See, I'm not like other people. I really do. When I go out and fish with my buddies, I truly enjoy watching them catch fish. Now, don't get me wrong. I would love to catch with them, but when I see this joy in their face, it's a priceless moment. I see the joy in my buddy's face, and then when they start like ha ha ha, then okay, all right, mofo, you know, then now we start poking needles.
I was gonna say you must have a blast every time you watch me fish.
Oh, here we go, freaking asshole.
I'll say, I mean, I genuinely enjoy that too, but it usually there's like a chain of events, right, where I experience that first. And then it's like a charity type thing where I'm like, yeah.
Okay, like I already had this. Yeah. Now I don't. Whatever. Now you can have it.
Especially if I give them the lure out of my own tackle box, right? I mean, that's like the ultimate. Like, I'll let you have that, right? I don't know. These are pretty nice. These are pretty expensive, so you guys can fight over this one too. I'll hand that to you there first. The suicide baits from Big Bites too.
Suicide shads.
Yeah.
That's freaking Grandy's every fish that he catches. Jeez. A suicide fish.
See guys, see what I gotta deal with, man.
I don't know if anybody, this Lake Effect just came out. This dude, the guys that run Lake Effect, he might be. I bet he's probably not over 30, honestly. But he's doing some cool stuff because usually if it's a younger type owner in that, they want to try new things, right? And they want to they come onto the market with a new idea and they want to keep that going where it's not just like here's this square bill or here's this crankbait, here's this plastic that everybody's done, right? And so they are doing a lot of new things. But I do like their rods. I'll say for sure. I mean, this is really just like
like a snap jig.
Honestly, it is just a snap jig. It's a little.
Whoop, whoop.
That's us being
Is
reckless.
that part of the giveaway too?
No,
I'm just joking.
Manufacturer retail price. Yeah. These we actually got for free a while ago, but it's pretty nice. I don't know if you like crankbaits.
I know Kit don't.
I mean,
when's the last time you went bass fishing?
You could throw this for like walleyes.
That color is actually super nice. Evergreen, apparently.
So you're giving all this for us?
There you go. Yeah. Apparently you don't bass fish, so I can put these into more wanted hands for sure. I don't know if you want this.
He ain't so picky.
I'm not picky. I'm never.
You want this rod wrap?
What is that rod? Oh,
maybe we could start like a wrestling channel here now, like a little branch for you guys. That's terrible.
You know, I have an idea.
What's that?
How about we put a little giveaway together?
For sure.
For some of our listeners.
Agreed.
On behalf of Johnston Bait and Tackle. Gorge.
Well, let me
down with that.
Let me take some of these out here real quick before.
Yeah, whatever you want to put in.
Before they get into the hand. No, I'm kidding.
No, like whatever you want to put in, whatever you want to take out.
Yeah.
We can do that.
I think I get tackle from certain companies and stuff. I feel like I should just pass this.
Big time now. Huh?
Not big time.
He's big time.
Not big time. But I feel like it would be better off in the hands of one of our listeners.
I agree.
Sure. Yeah.
How can
totally
we
open with that?
What should we do? What should we do? Should they come in here?
See that?
I think that should be.
That wouldn't be fair to our people that aren't local, though.
Yeah.
True.
And you know, it doesn't even have to be like, you gotta support the bait shop, whatever. Honestly, anybody fishing is good in my book, because that, again, kind of comes back to that community thing. I think if you see somebody doing something and you're like, heck yeah, I want to get in on that too. I mean, it doesn't have to be like a
actually,
local
know what
thing.
Because you have a website.
Yeah.
So people that aren't local, that can't literally walk in here and buy something to show their support or whatever, they could buy something off of your website. I'm not saying that's what we're going to do for the giveaway.
Right.
But, I don't know, we'll think of something, I don't know, maybe like your page, comment something on your page.
Comment on you guys, either your Facebook page or something, like they can comment on this specific post.
Oh, how about this?
We can post a picture of all of us.
How about this? When we release this podcast, we'll have you make a post on the Johnston Bait and Tackle Facebook page.
There we go.
And then maybe whatever you want it to be, they could comment whatever.
Yes.
Like Johnston rules or whatever you want it to be.
Yep.
And then we could pick, let's say two of those comments. Whatever pile I have can go to one,
whatever
and a pile that
have.
he has goes to one.
Are you?
No,
Cool
How's
with
that sound?
I was thinking
Or
that I just find some more things to add to a separate pile. But I mean, if you guys want to give away your riches, I mean, that's props to you.
No, this is the thing. I like that idea.
Like, I appreciate that you're willing to give it to us, but like for me, a guy like me that has basically everything I really need.
Must be nice.
Fishing.
Must be nice. I don't know, but I'm with you guys. I'm with you. Like I want to give back to the fishing community. I do this just for fun. And I really enjoy this because we can really communicate with just the masses. I like that idea. So before this podcast comes out, before we end this, so everybody go check out Johnston's Bait and Tackle Facebook page. We'll put the links and everything on the show notes. We will post we'll have Gus post a picture of us or something. He'll post something about this podcast.
Yeah.
And I think, like you're saying, all you need to do is comment down below, like Johnston Bait and Tackle rocks, or just comment down below, and they can be entered to the giveaway.
Yeah.
You can give away 2, 3, or whatever you guys decide on that. It's up to you guys.
Hey, and that's kind of coming around to another reason. We do want to be a part of the community for sure, and doing stuff like this is cool because doing it for no reason. Not that you have to do anything as far as come in here or whatever, because. Again, this community is pretty cool. I think, days getting shorter, you kind of remember, man, not getting outside, not doing anything. There's no ice. Getting out and open water fishing kind of sucks. You kind of remember, hey, fishing with your buddies over the summer or last ice season, what you did. And so being able to have community is great for sure. And so I don't know, we definitely like promoting that, and past couple of years been a little hectic. I say that again, is sticking with us and keep fishing is always awesome. So yeah, we definitely doing a giveaway. I think it's a great idea.
We'll do
sure.
Yeah.
You want to do 2 or 3? What are you thinking? 2 people or 3? And the reason why I say that is because whoever comments on the picture on the Johnston Bait and Tackle's Facebook page, you can just draw twice. You can draw 2 names.
Yeah.
So we at least 2 winners. So then,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Two. Like
We'll do
my
that.
little pile here and
my
your
little
little pile there.
We'll do
Whatever.
that.
I mean,
Well, we got some.
yeah, whatever
I mean,
whatever you want to throw in, whatever you don't want to
we
throw
will throw in some. Gus is gonna throw in some.
We'll
cool
work
stuff,
out the
guys.
details.
We'll work it out.
There will be
guys.
some winners, and just like when these 2 fish, there'll probably be some losers, unfortunately.
Yeah, we totally
But
did not
I'm-
plan this.
I'm
I'm kind of throwing Gus in the hot seat.
Yep.
We
Hey.
didn't even know he was bringing out
I
this
know.
box. But I feel
I'm
like,
okay with that.
yeah, I
Nah.
mean, I could just sit here and like, yeah, I'll take all this stuff.
Yeah.
But some of this stuff isn't really tailored to what I would fish for.
And guys, if you listen to this for 2 hours, you deserve.
You deserve
this.
You deserve a chance to get
To win.
in on this little
For
thing.
sure.
And I think, I'm going to put some pressure on you here, Gus. But how about we'll let you, do the little packages, like whether that's what I
Sure,
got already
sure.
right here, what he
Okay.
got, and a third, or if you want, or you just want to make 2 big piles, whatever.
Yeah.
It'll be fun. It'll be cool. And then you just, because it'll be in a couple weeks, and we can swing back here whenever you want to do
Yeah.
recording or something like that.
Heck yeah.
Fun. It'll be
Yeah.
fun.
Big lights, nice show of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
It'll be fun.
It won't be quite winning a $2 billion Powerball,
Well, shit.
but it could be like maybe a 50th of that.
But he can catch you a fish of a lifetime
yeah.
that not even $2 billion could pay for.
Right.
Yeah.
It's the truth,
yeah.
though. You can catch something.
You can't buy time,
You,
right?
you can't buy time. You can't buy memories, man.
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
Yeah.
you can't.
You could buy not working and then having more time.
Well, that's different.
Okay, you don't.
I mean, I'll
Really?
take that
Yeah.
$2 billion.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
we do have to wrap this up, but awesome to have you guys fishing. You got anything left for Gus? And then, like I said, guys, so you guys gotta make sure you guys we'll put out the links and everything how to enter this.
Yeah, so make sure you follow Johnston Bait and Tackle. That way you can be up to speed whenever this giveaway drops. And I'll have Gus. He'll decide on what you need to comment, and he'll be the deciding factor on what the giveaways will be.
Yep, and we'll definitely post that up. It was awesome, man.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
For the audio people, so we got I don't know how big this container is, but it's like a big Tupperware full of baits and stuff. And Gus just brought it out. Hey, he was gonna give it to us, but I think we should just pass it on to the community.
For sure.
I think we probably, at the bait shop, there is always something in the back, unless there's not, and I'll tell you. But there is always something in the back. There's some baits here that the bait shop has been here. I couldn't even tell you. Maybe the 70s is what I hear, and there's some stuff that's been here a little while, and we could break out the antiques.
Yeah,
get
like
crazy.
collector
There you
stuff.
go, yeah.
It is.
Some of that stuff could probably be collector stuff.
Yeah, there's definitely always something kind of interesting at the bait shop. That's what we try to be. And we got fruit juice. We got some cool lures. Always something going on. Hopefully. So.
Super badass Gus and Johnston Bait and Tackle. So if you guys are in Central Iowa, obviously swing by here. Come check them out, and then grab the lychee drink. It's good. I kid you guys not.
Coconut drink.
Or coconut, according to Fishing Kid. But
I think that's my favorite.
If you're plain and basic, don't step outside your comfort zone. Get the coconut.
But huge shout out.
Coconut water, that's what it's called on the front.
but this has
water.
pulp in it. You gotta
There
you gotta
we
be
go.
a little
A
adventurous.
little chunk in your mouth.
Yeah, a little chunkiness.
But thank you, Gus, for just allowing us to come here and just record a little bit and just talk to you and then pick your mind a little bit, just understand about the operations of a storefront, of a bait shop, and then This is going to be super badass that you're going to be able to give this away to some of our listeners. And like Fishing Kid said, man, we would rather pass this off to you guys who listen for 2 hours, which is crazy if you listen to this far, but it's pretty cool if you guys do. Don't forget, before we end this, check out Fishing Kid's YouTube channel. Get this freaking guy up to 3,000 subs. Getting there.
Creeping.
I've
been creeping for a while.
I know. We are been creeping, and then
we're just
more big fish is just always the solution. I just got to say that, fellow social media guy.
Oh, I thought you were going to say big something else.
No, wow.
More big tits is the solution.
Kit's channel.
Well, you can't go wrong with that.
Big stories.
See,
over there,
we're near the end,
yes.
so only the hardcore listeners have made it to this point.
And don't forget, the little guy like me that don't catch much. Go check out my Pop Fishing channel. I try to catch fish with this guy once in a while, whenever I can. But no, this has been fun. Appreciate you guys. Don't forget, leave a review if you guys can. It helps us out. Don't forget to share. Tell people to check out this podcast with these two crazy guys to go around and just talk fishing, drink beer with the locals. Love that, man.
Always a good time.
Support the locals, guys, man. Other than that, you got anything else, Kit?
I think that's it. I'm just snapping a couple little pictures.
There you go. Other than that, guys, everybody, till next time. Appreciate it.